Hello. Thank you for stopping by another Diamonds in 21 video. So what you're about to watch was filmed in April of last year, 2025, and I'm just getting around to doing commentary and uploading now. I'm still kind of sick, so if you hear me wheezing as I read the script, I apologize. That's not laughing or scoffing you might hear. I'm still dealing with some stuff. I better go away soon. It's been too long. This is from when I was finishing up the last big handful of prompts from the Create This Book, which is an art prompt book by Moriah Elizabeth here on YouTube. I used to watch her videos before she, not to be rude or ramble, but started doing the most with editing. That's honestly how I feel about a handful of people I used to watch. This was purchased in 2022, and I actually don't remember the exact day I picked the book back up. These videos with my Create This Book prompts may not be the most consistent. I might make other uploads in between. I have no idea yet. There's still so many projects I want to get done eventually. And I don't even know if some of the stuff I recorded will even get uploaded because some of my pieces didn't get received so well or at all on certain websites I uploaded to, and it's really disheartening. I'll be showing two prompts in this video because they were a little bit shorter. The first prompt shown was to create without thinking, as in no planning ahead, but I sort of might have broken the rules a little. My fault. So this drawing you're seeing is a random short piece of a dream I had one night. And I would actually like to do more drawings based on scenes from my dreams, but that would take a lot of patience, especially to draw scenery, so we have this for now. Like, my dreams are super vivid sometimes. Now, this segment of the dream didn't last super long, but I tried my best to replicate what I saw. It was myself and a random group of people who I assume were my friends in the dream, and we were skating and biking and running down this location in particular, and we were on a road, I think. And it was getting dark. The sky was turning like this weird, dingy kind of green color. Soon it faded to black, and it was real laid out. And on the other side of us was some kind of a carnival going on. It was weird. Nobody was out driving or anything. It was just us on the road. Now, I say I might have broken the rules some because although I didn't really plan anything, like I didn't make any thumbnails or anything along those lines, I did use references for the road and it wasn't quite a cliff, but this rock structure on the left side of the road as we were going on. I had to use a reference for the people on bikes and stuff because I don't normally draw bikes or any vehicles for that matter. I probably should incorporate more scenery into my works, but I usually just stick to drawing people, especially since I have a mindset that if I have to sit down and practice drawing something or doing studies for whatever the subject matter is, it feels like super tedious schoolwork, and I hate feeling like I'm back in school. I said it before in one of my Clowntober videos, the jazz one specifically, that I should also do more studies of instruments, and I feel like I might actually have more fun with that rather than scenery and vehicles. Maybe it would depend, I don't know. But if I want to draw scenes from my dreams, I know what I gotta do. I wanted to make sure everything looked correct. That's why I used references. But other than that, I didn't plan ahead about positioning. I would like to apologize about the positioning, though. That's my bad. Whenever I work on something that's not mounted, I guess I end up moving it all over the place to make sure I get every detail down, all the color down, that type of thing. But it can get really distracting when my book is moving over and over. Like if I have to turn something. I don't have a lot written down for this. I put that it may seem like I cheated doing the people as silhouettes, but I think that's how we all appeared in the dream. Not too much of our details were shown, maybe some highlights, but not a whole lot. At least that's how I'm remembering it. Maybe that's not true. I have no idea. And the person on the very left is supposed to be myself, if you could even see her that well. So here's how this spread turned out, and when I get around to filming prompts out of the second Create This Book, I'll try to follow the instructions better. Like if it says do what comes to mind first, I won't look up any references. I'm going to do exactly what I see in my head. The second page prompt I'm going to show is the advertisement. Underneath the prompt, it reads, draw an ad for a product real or made up. So this was based on an assignment I made from high school, and unfortunately, like a lot of school-related stuff, while I like this assignment, thinking back on the class makes me recall embarrassing moments and situations that I really wish didn't happen, like every given day. But this was 10 years ago. This was one of the assignments I was really happy with at the time, where we had to create our own energy drink. I don't remember us going around to other classmates to see theirs. I don't know why, but I can only recall my outcome, which you can see here. Mine is called Solar Eclipse Energy, and I initially made three flavors, and I'll show the mock-ups. Wake Up, which had tropical fruits like mango, dragon fruit, and watermelon. Splash, which had luscious berries like strawberry, blueberry, and for some reason I included raspberry, even though I don't really like raspberry, and acai, which I never actually tried by itself. And Jolt, which had citrus like lemon and lime. I drew two other flavor logos that don't have mock-ups yet, which are Move and Ignite. I don't know what exact flavors they would be. I think I made a mistake of making Move purple because, and I say it's a mistake because for all I know, when you see purple, you might think of grape, and grape flavored stuff never tastes like grape. It don't even taste like regular purple like people love to joke about. It tastes like mauve, like dehydrated, desaturated purple. And the flame of the Ignite flavor kind of looks like it would be spicy, but I don't like spicy food or drinks, and I don't want it to imply that. I'll think about like more in-depth stuff later because I wanted to make like a full flavor list so that way I can make more mock-ups, but that's gonna be for another time. I already have an idea in my head that Solar Eclipse could get you up for the day and give you lots of energy without all the chemicals and that extra nonsense. When I was making Solar Eclipse, I think in my mind at the time I imagined it would taste similar to vitamin water, which isn't really either vitamin enriched nor water per se. By the way, sorry if I say water too properly. Like I don't say I don't say it like how other people from Philly say it because we're known for saying water, but I say water. At least to me, it doesn't taste like the whole flavored reverse osmosis water spiel that they try to do. It's juice. Even though me personally, I'd be irked when people call stuff that isn't juice juice when it's really something like tea or whatever the case is. But vitamin water is just some juice, bro. Unfortunately, either I lost footage or I began to record after I already lined some of the drawing, which isn't fair. I apologize, man. I'm not usually the type that will record in real time, then skip around like other YouTubers or just anyone else now who makes visual art videos. I'm not an editor by any means. I always want to show my full process, even though I do a time lapse and you see everything sped up. I guess I'm just old school with it in that type of way. I also wish I had some better inking pens at the time because I think I was using these pens from Five Below or Five Beyond as I call it. They aren't waterproof and it may just be because I'm ultra heavy handed. I think you can tell from how I hold my tools, even when I'm trying to be gentle, it looks like I'm pressing too hard. The nibs always went down super quickly. I never improved with that over the years for some reason. I prefer using the Jelly Roll pen size 8 because they're usually smooth, although I've had some super skippy pens, especially with the ones in white. I always got the worst luck with them, Jones. Anyway, to focus on the page spread again, I just tried to write the benefits of drinking Solar Eclipse, like how it gives you 16-hour energy. It's meant to be hydrating. I said it'd be rich in vitamin C, which has antioxidants, which prevents cells from being damaged and prevents diseases. Not to give a health lesson, I feel like the vitamin C thing might have been something random I thought of, even though I do really want to try to learn more about the benefits of fruits and the vitamins in them. The model I drew with cornrows is doing her muscle in a C shape, which I probably should have organized better so that way the C would be more visible. Or maybe I shouldn't have added the printed letter C so the focus could be on her arm. But I'm mad because I was really proud of the drawings on the other side of the page spread. Most of what you'll see is me kind of just coloring the line work again because some of the footage got lost. The girl above the guy drinking out of the can, especially, she's a work in progress design for a character, a part of a separate group that I said I wanted to redo an OC breakdown of. The original one is still on my Black 2 page, but I never uploaded it to YouTube. They used to be called the Girls Talk About Show, but now they are called the Artitudes, which is a way better name for them. It actually suits them way better. In the script, I wrote that I'll just save me giving any info on her for another time, where I'll break down the group and say who's who then. but I don't want to make it seem like I'm always giving this spiel on characters like, oh, I'll talk about them later. Like, give full breakdowns of their character, not just like a story that I might have, and just say I'll talk about the character later. But then it takes me forever to make it, plan out the videos about them. But I do truly want to make these videos because I love talking about my OCs. I know nothing happens super quickly, and of course, I'm dealing with things outside of the internet, clearly. That's a given. And of course, I keep getting concerned about nobody watching these videos, but that's a whole different thing. This is how that spread turned out. And one day, when I do find a program to do more mock ups properly, I want to revise all of the drink packaging, the descriptions, all of it. I want to thank you for taking a look at my work. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. Take care.